And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Monday, November 25th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. We are here. It's a beautiful day, beautiful frosty morning here in Middle Tennessee, and we're ready to get started as we do each Monday morning with a representative from Absolute Kubota. This morning is Jonathan Manning.
Good morning.
And, of course, we want to tell you that Absolute Kubota specializes in the sale of Kubota tractors, hay equipment, zero-turn mowers, and RTVs. They also carry Exmark mowers. Exmark, of course, is one of the top-selling zero-turn mowers in the country, and they're located in the same building as Absolute Rental and Supply, which specializes in tool and equipment rental. Again, Jonathan Manning is with us today from Absolute Kubota, open Monday through Friday, 7 to 5, 7 to 4 on Saturdays, and they're located at 1325 West Main in Lebanon. It's there right behind Advance Auto Parts. Look for their big sign. Look for the orange tractors. Phone number 615-449-6171. You can go to their website, which is www.absolutekubota.com, as well as check them out on Facebook. Well, we're just checking in with Jonathan this morning, and good to see you again.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You were telling me you had a pretty nice appreciation day.
We did. Had a great turnout. Had some great food. They did a really good job with the food this year. I know during lunchtime it was slammed in there. I mean, those tables we had, I think we had 8 tables set up, and it was constantly full. So it was a good turnout. Appreciate everybody coming out to see us.
Well, you get to you invite them to come out, not to just to have a meal, talk. Of course, if they want to look around, want to buy something, that's fine. But
that's right.
The object is to show your appreciation.
That's right, and we love doing it every year. We do almost twice a year, really. We got that Kubota event that we do in the springtime every year, and this is more for just a ride and drive for the Kubota one. But that customer appreciation one is just our way of giving back, saying, "Hey, thanks for everything you've done for us this year. Thank you for shopping here," and we love doing it.
Well, Thursday's Thanksgiving, be closed that day, but otherwise a normal week.
Normal week, other than that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you've still got great specials, got great deals. It amazes me sometimes how long you can go without being charged interest on things.
It
didn't
is.
used to be that way. Of course, interest rates were a lot higher
right
in those years.
But you're right. I mean, we got some of the longest 0% financing in the industry right now. For example, our hay tools that we sell. We took on the Kubota hay tools, and all of our hay tools are 0 down, 0% for 60 months, 5 years. Nobody does that. The most out there that I've ever heard of is 24, maybe in season 36. Mm-hmm. We're 0 for 60 year round.
That's 5 years.
5 years, no interest, yeah. So if there's any kind of hay tools or anything you're looking at, and you're wanting to finance stuff, Kubota's the way to do it. Their financing is just bar none.
Well, I guess, as we've said, think we mentioned this to you, that you're not hardly as busy at this time. It's a little bit of a slowdown.
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
But people who really are smart and want to get ahead and stay ahead, downtimes like this is when you
it's a great time
get
to
a
shop.
Better deal.
Yeah,
you can get more done in a shorter time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So that's what I always tell everybody. If you're looking to buy something and do it before the end of the year, it's a great time to come in because, mowers, we've actually got that extra fall rebate that I announced last weekend. We've got anywhere from $350 to $750 off lawn mowers. Tractors, we're running specials on those. I think we're taking an additional 2% off the prices of those. RTVs are, that sidekick that I was telling you about, it's $2,300 off right now with financing. Or paying cash, either one. Mm-hmm. So it's a fantastic time to come in and start looking at some new equipment before the end of the year.
Well, you are more interested in new sales and the customers you make, and that's your part of the business. But maintenance
right.
is a big thing, and service department, and so you are certainly glad that you've got that there to back up your sales.
Correct.
The point I was going to make is they are probably a little less busy right now too.
That's a great point. They are.
So if you got maybe a pretty big job before you get ready for spring,
that's right.
Go ahead and get started now.
Go ahead, absolutely, and that's what I try to tell everybody who's buying these mowers and everything. We try to tell them, like, look, we don't really think about starting our lawnmowers up during the wintertime, but it's a great time to get in and get out. You know, we do a very good job during the busy season. You just may have to wait a day or two longer.
Yeah.
But our service department back there is just stellar. They're bar none back there. Those guys are some killer guys. We've got some great mechanics that have had a lot of training. They've all got a background in this industry or mechanic work, so it just totally falls into place with these guys. And our parts department, the great bunch of guys up there, Lance and Ben, they're both very knowledgeable. They've far surpassed anything I can do in parts. It's, you know,
that's what I was going to say about part. That's great too, because you have about all the parts anybody's going to need it. But if you don't have it, you have a way to get them in a hurry.
Correct. That's right. We actually had this oddball part, and I remember Ben telling me, I wish I could remember what it was now, but there was none in the United States, which was floored everybody, even like couldn't believe it. So they actually overnighted this part out of Japan. Overnight.
Wow.
Didn't cost the customer but like $20
to
have it overnighted. That's unreal. Halfway across the globe, and here we are overnighting stuff for $20.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's the kind of service you get at Absolute Kubota.
That's right.
And Jonathan and of course Don Hamlet in sales, and you're right there to encourage them, and it's a big team effort.
It is. It is totally a team effort, because there's a lot of times we all rely on each other to help cover. I mean, there's times when the service department's not there, but we'll get your mower in, you know, like on a Saturday, you know, or late afternoon after they've left. You know, we'll still drop your mower off, drop your tractor off, bring it to us. We'll still get it in line, get it ready to go for the next time they're in.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us today. Let's see. You'll be back next Monday.
Yes, sir.
And we'll talk it all over again. Have a good week, good Thanksgiving, and we'll see you next time.
Happy Thanksgiving to you all.
All right.
Thank you.
That's Jonathan Manning, and that's it for Absolute Kubota here on this Monday morning. We're 10 and a half minutes after the hour, and I have invited former Sheriff Terry Ash, County Commissioner Terry Ash, Deputy Commissioner and Chief of Staff for the Department of Safety and Homeland Security for the state of Tennessee, Terry Ash, to come and
Sounds
be
like
with
that.
us.
I haven't been able to hold a job, doesn't it?
Oh, no, you were sheriff for 20-something years here.
30 years,
30
3 months, and 3 days.
30, just over 30 years. All right. Well, we're glad to have you here this morning. It's been a while since you've been with us, and we have plenty to talk about this morning, but maybe we ought to get started talking about what exactly you do and your responsibilities are with the job of the state of Tennessee.
I'm still trying to figure it out. I don't know. It's I didn't intend to go down there, to be honest with you, but after being encouraged, I did go, and of course, I'm the Deputy Commissioner for the Department of Safety and Homeland Security, and the Chief of Staff over the with the department in all those areas. I also got the driver's license stuff, so it's pretty much a headache when you think about it. Maybe I shouldn't have confessed that this morning.
You, the driver's license is part of your oversee.
Yeah, sure is.
Well,
so it's we got a little over 2,000 people that work there, and I'm working around some amazing people, dedicated state employees who've been there a long time. World of knowledge and stuff to pull from. So, it's I'm not working in an area where I don't have people with a lot of expertise, and they help guide me through my process.
Well, in this department, since the new governor, new administration came in, has there been many changes? Any changes worth noting?
Well, we're changing Homeland Security directors as we speak, and we've put a new person, a new AC in over driver's license, promoted a director to an assistant commissioner's job to actually give me another assistant commissioner because I had so many boxes under my category. And we've had a little change at Highway Patrol. There's been some colonels who've retired. We've replaced them with colonels who are doing an excellent job. So, at the top, there's been a little shuffling around.
How close are you to the governor? You
just across the street.
Have an audience. Do you have an audience with the governor from time to time?
No, I see Governor Lee on a fairly regular basis when I'm over in the Capitol, and I have a lot of contact with his chief operating officer, probably weekly, daily sometimes. And then if I have to, you don't want to go to the governor's office. It's like going to the principal's office.
Oh, so, okay.
But see him from time to time. He's an amazing man with a well-grounded individual.
Surely been a successful businessman.
Well, I think that hopefully sheds light on how he's leading this state. He leads with a business mind and a compassionate heart. And what you see on TV is the real deal. I mean, that's the way he is all the time.
What's maybe the biggest concern that you might have with what you do as far as public safety and this sort of thing? Maybe the biggest fear of what could happen?
Well, we're the number one largest law enforcement agency in the state that will respond to anything, and we've got a lot of emergency equipment. Got our share of helicopters and other vehicles that we can use to respond to natural disasters. But mass shootings is something you'll always be concerned about. We got good response team people trained to do that. The Homeland Security people, which I'm with daily, they're trained in how to train other people to train schools for all that. Then I think you have to be at our level more concerned about a natural disaster. Mm-hmm. We would be the largest responding agency in the state to a natural disaster. So it's those are things we hope we don't have another Sevierville fire, Gatlinburg mm-hmm. fire, or something like that. That's always your greatest fear, I think.
Are we, as in your opinion, about as well prepared for something? I don't think you can. When you don't know what's going to happen, you just try to be prepared for the worst and so on. But are we about as well prepared as we can be for those things you don't expect?
I think you can. We've been involved in exercise, earthquake exercise, especially down around West Tennessee. You can prepare for something, but you really don't know what it's going to be like till it happens. And so preparedness, I think when it comes to the state of preparedness, Department of Safety and Homeland Security, along with TEMA, which are working partners with us, I believe that we are as prepared as anybody can be. Having said that, something unusual happens and, you're something you wasn't prepared for, but I think we are.
Well, that's good. That is comforting to hear that we're about as well prepared as we can be. Of course, again, hindsight's 20/20.
Well, there'll always be loss of life when you have a major catastrophe or major event, but I think our role is to make sure that gets minimized. So I think that's where we are.
Okay, Terry Ash, my guest this morning. We'll take a break right here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:17. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford. Get $50 off $250 repair offer to owners of 4 to 10-year-old Ford, Lincoln, or Mercury vehicles. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Good morning. Watching traffic really increase quite a bit out here, even though we had that wreck earlier, 440 westbound. It's a 65 split in the construction zone. They moved it quickly. Traffic still holding up right now, coming down out of Robertson County, Sumner County there on 65 going south. Yes, there's a lot of traffic through Jolton right now. 24 east coming in from Clarksville, moving a wreck in the 100 block at Gallatin Pike in Madison. If you're needing holiday cash, Choice Cash has a way to borrow up to $10,000. Call Choice Cash today at 1-800-658-9816. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
It's a different kind of work week out here. You need a tractor with enough power, performance, and versatility. The Kubota BX Series, the best-selling subcompact tractor in America. Now get a BX 1880 for payments as low as $99 a month for 84 months, or up to $2,000 instant cash rebate. Offers include a 6-year limited powertrain warranty. Now through December 31st, 2019. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com for more information.
Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main in Lebanon, or call 615-449-6171.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medore Parkway, across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. And if you're just turned our way, my guest for the first half this morning, Terry Ash, Deputy Commissioner and Chief of Staff, the State of Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security.
That's a heck of a title.
You do have a big one. How many people in this department?
We got close to 950 state troopers, which make up, I'd say, of the 5 divisions of safety. That's the largest overall. But in the entire department, we got like 2,000, and it varies from day to day. We'll say 2,000 plus.
Your experience, your 30-plus years as sheriff and law enforcement background and all this surely has helped you be, a good candidate for this job to start with, but experience there surely means a lot.
Well, I transitioned well because I know so many of these people have known the leadership forever. I mean, it's makes you feel pretty good when you walk up on the 25th floor where we are in the Tennessee Tower. And just 3 doors down from me is Roger Hutto, which is Randall's brother, and he's been there 40 years, and a very good attorney, and has all kind of institutional knowledge. So, immediately I knew our back was covered because of the type of integrity that he has. And so you start looking around and you see some of these folks that are there. It gave me a lot of comfort coming in trying to fill my new shoes.
Are there new heights to gain in this department? Has it reached a plateau some time ago that we just need to maintain?
Well, yes and no. I mean, just maintaining in the state budget itself is a victory. But as this state continues to grow, the amount of road miles traveled in Tennessee, our fatalities are something that we talk about every day, and fatalities are going up, and we've had this issue and, are going to, and be a little more aggressive here probably in a few months, more so than now. This distracted driving is one of those heights we're trying to get to one of those heights you want to bring down, one of those numbers you want to see decrease. But the kind of wrecks that I see, and I get a printout on my phone every morning where they were at. If there were fatalities, how many fatalities, and were they buckled up? I get all the information, or were they distracted? And distracted and speeding seems to be our biggest fatalities. Actually, our impaired fatalities are down, but that doesn't mean we ought to have higher ones that are distracted. But so there are some of the challenges we have there, and then we're providing so much rural resources. Some of our helicopters are extremely 1970 models and 80s. As I told one of the colonels the other day, it's kind of like driving down I-40 at 100 miles an hour in a 1978 Ford Fairlane. So we're trying to get our fleet up to its max, and trying to deploy a new helicopter to the east end of the state where they desperately need one on call all the time. So there's all kind of challenges.
Let's turn to the county. You're still a county commissioner.
Yes.
And I don't know. Hopefully you're spending a lot of time with the state, but hopefully you're able to take care of your constituents in the district you represent, and you still serve on some important committees for the county commission. So, yes. What's going on there?
Well, I enjoy serving the people of this county. 12th district's been really good to me. Second term that I've served them. I see the county commission change, and after probably next year, we'll do census blocks. There'll be redistricting. Mm-hmm. When you think about it coming up, who knows? I'm going to tip into one district. Who knows where I live, where it will fall into. But so I enjoy doing that, and the insurance committee is something that you and I have worked on together. As a matter of fact, for over 30 years, is keeping that premium as low as I can, provide a service for our employees is really important to me. And of course, I serve on the law enforcement committee and chair of the ethics committee. Knock on wood that we don't have to have a meeting for nothing. So
As far as insurance goes, a lot depends on how many people get sick, and especially to have really terrific diseases in a year's time. That all plays into the part.
It does, because you never know. We're based on, all insurance is based on your expenditures. You know that,
Yes.
and what your premium is going to look like. But with Vanderbilt coming in into our community now, and of course I still serve on that hospital board, but with them coming in to Wilson County, it's a strong sign for us. And we had an agreement with the hospital down there as it relates to Wilson County employees and what rates we would pay, and Vanderbilt's going to honor that. Mm-hmm. So I think for at least for the next year or so, I see some stability in the fund. And I tell you, Coleman, the amazing thing about this, it was painful when there was a chairman and he got frustrated, and I ended up being chairman, and it was painful for some of the employees. But one of the things the employees done, and they deserve a great deal of credit, they took control of their insurance plan. In other words, they took control of their spending. Mm-hmm. So we wouldn't have to, put heavier premiums on. And so they've been really good about not just running to the emergency room when they need something. They realize that as this insurance plan goes up, they may also have to go up. And then the clinic has been, most people don't realize how much money that's saving the county overall because they're working through a clinic situation. So those things have helped us keep our insurance sound.
We were talking during the break a little bit about this. I believe it's called now I done forgot the act of. It has to do with how our county operates. The
Financial Management Act.
Yes, Financial Management
1981
Act.
Financial.
81, yes.
1981 Act. Well, that's a struggle that goes on between the county and the school system on a constant basis. We're, as far as I know, the only county in the state of Tennessee where our finances are not centrally located under one umbrella. And so I think when you get into issues on a county commission, and they're not really trust issues, they're probably management issues, when you got one agency that's spending a tremendous amount of money, and the agency that provides them that money doesn't have any real say-so over it, is a little bit frustrating for the county commissioners. I know some of the new county commissioners who've come on this term, they just kind of roll their eyes. You mean if we give them some money, we can't tell them how to spend it? Well, that's the way the law's written. So those are struggling issues as we continue to build more schools, hire more teachers. We need to invest. We need to invest in all our employees, but just teachers for a moment. And I get passionate about this because all my family was teachers, which you know. And our teachers need to be paid more. Some of the ways some folks in the school system have tried to put that out there to the public is like, well, the county commission doesn't want to pay you. Well, they've got funds to pay if they want to. But that's irregardless. Our math teachers, our language teachers, our science teachers are so much in demand. I know that Ms. Wright and them are having tough times filling those positions. Mm-hmm. So we need to get real competitive, especially right there. And she made a good point the other night that fewer people are entering the education field. Well, I wanted to tell her fewer people are entering the law enforcement field too. Yeah. I think it's because if you're in those fields of service where you might get sued or, one bad misstep, your career is over, I think has a lot to do with how we're choosing or how our people are choosing the profession they're going in.
Do you anticipate a change as far as the Financial Act of 81 is concerned in the future? Well,
it probably would be one, and I think I don't know if there is one. I know there's some talk of one, but it needs to be something where everybody can agree. It's just don't trade the devil for the deep blue sea kind of thing. You need, if something like that transpires, it needs to be extremely thought through, and everybody understand whether they're for it or against it, what's in the best interest of the county.
Okay. Sales tax referendum. It passed unanimously, I understand, and then an amendment for the increase to go to school teacher raises. if it passed unanimously, you were there, you voted for it. What's your opinion of this whole thing?
Well, it catches everybody, and I'm just, I hope this thing passes, because pass or not, I don't intend to vote for a property tax increase again until I know all of our spending is appropriate. But this would give the school system the opportunity to pay those teachers that I was talking about. And if you free up money on that side of it, then it frees up money on the other side, so police officers and firefighters and clerks and road workers and other people who do a good job can maybe get some funding out of our bucket. But, teachers need this funding. And so it's going to be a decision that each property owner I know will make first. Every voter probably won't be for it. If they don't own any property, they may vote against it. But you can see in a county as large as this one, there is a looming tax increase if we don't find some alternative funding.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time here. Thanks for taking time to be with us today. I know you're a busy guy, but we always appreciate your visit.
I always like being out here with Mr. Rogers. Everything's good in the neighborhood as long as you're here, Coleman.
Terry, thank you much. That's part one of Coleman and Company. Keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. And it's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have a fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmark, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat, 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning, latest rank's going to be over in the Two Rivers area. McGavick Pike at Filmbrook Lane. That's McGavick Pike at Filmbrook Lane on a minor accident. Other ranks out here include Mountain View Circle at Mountain View Road. There's a crash to 2000 Malacca Rosa Parks. They're trying to move that into a parking lot. Just busy out here on 40 coming through Mount Juliet. All that traffic coming out of Wilson County. Hey, if you're looking for holiday cash, Choice Cash has a way to borrow up to $10,000. Call Choice Cash today at 1-800-658-9816. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Caring for a loved one is as natural as the weather. But just like the weather, one moment it's sunny, and the next you find yourself in the middle of a storm. So when it came time to take care of my dad, I knew I needed help. A reprieve from the storm, so to speak. That's when I found the Pavilion Senior Living. They have expertise and experience to weather the storms in your loved one's life. And now I can rest easy. Thank you, Pavilion Senior Living. You should visit thepavilionseniorliving.com to find out more.
Don't put off the things you should do today. Start a financial plan with Waypoint Financial Partners. Waypoint, your future, your way. For more information, call the Lebanon office of Waypoint Financial Partners at 615-444-6548. Securities and investment advisory services offered through AXA Advisors, LLC, 212-314-4600. Member FINRA, SIPC, Waypoint. Your future, your way.
Back-to-back division games find the Titans on the road to Lucas Oil Stadium this Sunday. The Titans are in Indy to take on the Colts. Titans radio coverage begins at 11. Then Mike Keith and Coach Dave McGinnis have Titans and Colts from Lucas Oil Stadium in Indy with a kickoff at noon.
Brought to you by Absolute Kubota, Exmark, Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, Steve Will Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
Sunshine is back in the forecast to start out your work week. We'll warm up nicely this afternoon with highs topping out at right around the 60-degree mark. If you're going to be out and about this evening, no major problems weather-wise. I can't rule out one or two very spotty showers with lows falling into the lower 40s overnight. That's your forecast. Meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Part two. Sheriff Terry Ash, former Sheriff Terry Ash, is still with us. One thing we left off, and I'm going to give you 30 seconds to tell us.
Saturday morning at the Ag Center on the 30th, we're having the annual Wilson Warriors Breakfast. It's a $20 breakfast fee, but those funds, as people know now, go for all these flags we put on the cemeteries and to help the museum out where they need some funding probably hadn't been appropriated for, so the Veterans Museum. and a number of other things. So we encourage people to come out. Tickets at the door.
Now, where's it going to be?
It's going to be at the Ag Center at the Veterans Building.
Okay.
And I want to say thank you to the police department and the sheriff's department for No Shave November.
Right.
They've been raising money for us, and those guys would like to grow them another month, and we'll just see if the sheriff and the chief will let them do it.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Okay, that is coming up this Saturday. And right now it is time for us to talk about Rocky Williams Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram of Mount Jewett. Billy Mullinax, General Manager, is here, and a good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Isn't it a nice day?
Boy, it is a beautiful day out there today for, end of November and Thanksgiving week. And
I'm thinking we got the better weather maybe today, and it's going to get a little bit worse as the week progresses, but still we'll enjoy today.
That's exactly right.
Well, you always have a lot to talk about here, and, of course, no haggle pricing. Everybody pays the same great low price at Rocky Williams.
That's exactly right, Coleman, and that is our main thing that we talk about, and we have for almost 8 years now. We've talked about no haggle every Monday morning, Coleman, and because that is what makes us different. We do give you our best price right up front. And regardless if you're a first-time buyer or if you're somebody that's bought many, many, many vehicles. I had a gentleman, it hadn't been too long ago, that told me that he had, in his lifetime, had bought 80-some-odd vehicles. And so whether you're that first-time car buyer or that one that's bought 80 and is a great negotiator, everybody pays the same great low price, Coleman. It's a fair, honest way to do business.
How old was this guy that had 80 cars?
It's late 50s.
Well, that's nearly 2 cars a year, and he wouldn't have started till he was at least 15 years old, I
That's
guess.
right.
Wow.
That's right. I don't know that I've heard anybody say that before, but
that's a lot of cars.
That's a lot of cars. It is a lot of cars.
Oh, but if he came 80 times, he's gonna do the no haggle route, and you got your price out there, and he can't negotiate.
That's exactly right, Coleman, and 99% of people really like that, because at the end of the day, they just want to know that nobody else couldn't have bought it for less than what they're buying it for. Mm-hmm. And the way we do things, it regardless, if my brother called me and said, hey, I want to come down and buy a car, great, come on down. The price that we've got posted, that's the price that everybody pays.
And as I've said several times, and nearly every week it seems like you've had to make believers out of a few people. Some people want to try you and see if you really mean what you're saying. But
sure.
But you have held the line, 8 years?
Over 8 years we've been doing no haggle now, yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, no need to change now.
That's right. We're not going to, Coleman, because, it's like I said, it's a fair, honest way where everybody gets treated the same. Typically at most places, the people that can afford to pay more wind up paying less. The people that can't afford to pay more wind up paying more.
Yeah.
And we've kind of just made things fair and honest, and our price is a great price, Coleman. It's a price that other dealerships really don't want to sell you the vehicle for. They can and do sometimes, but they just don't have any fun or make any money when they do it.
Well, we talk quite a bit about your service department, because a service department goes a long way after the sale, and I think a lot of times has to do with people coming back for more.
Well, it does, and if you've got a good service department, which we do, that helps your sales department also, because if you can't, and that's true with any business, if you can't get service after the sale, you probably are not going to go back and buy something else from that business. And so we've got a great service department. They do a good job taking care of people, getting them in and out, and so, we offer great service after the sale.
Well, I suppose you do show your service department on your website at rockywilliams.com.
You might see your neighbor there too, Coleman. We got to get that in, haven't we?
We got to some way every time.
Every time.
RockyWilliams.com, you might see your neighbor.
That's right.
But a lot of people do go there, and you do have your prices posted, so that's great.
That's right. We've got all of our no-haggle prices posted there, Coleman. You don't have to do anything to get your best price, because we give it to you right up front. And that's another thing that separates us. And then the price that you see, unlike a lot of other places now, Coleman, it's the price that includes rebates that everybody in the Southeast Business Center gets. There are many dealers now that are including rebates that not everybody gets, and sometimes those can be $2,000 to $4,000. That when you get there, they start saying, "Well, you don't qualify for this, and you don't qualify for this," and before you look up, you're paying $4,000 more than what their posted price is.
Yeah, that is not the way to go.
That's a very deceptive way, Coleman, and we do not do that.
That's good. That's good to know.
Yeah,
that's good to know. You're just straight up front,
just straight across. That's right. And if there's rebates that there's people that are part of organizations or qualify for certain rebates if they finance with certain banks or whatever, if their credit score is a certain score. And if people qualify for those, Coleman, we certainly get them and give them to them, because if we don't give them to the customer, there's nothing in the world that we can do with them. The customer gets them or nobody gets them. And so we certainly, it's Chrysler's money, so we don't mind spending that to help our customers.
There you go. All right. Well, you'll be closed Thanksgiving, but
yes,
open for business again on Friday and
that's
Saturday.
Right.
And looking forward. When's the month then? Your auto month.
Next Monday, Coleman.
Okay. Next
Monday on the 2nd. So, yep, we'll go all the way through then. So we'll be talking about month end next Monday.
All right, great. Well, thanks for being with us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Billy Mullinax, he is the general manager for Rocky Williams Premier Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram of Mount Juliet, 600 Pleasant Grove Road. Well, with that, we are ready to meet our guest for part 2 here on Monday morning. And I want to welcome Mr. Jeff McPherson, who is chairman of the Twinkle Stars Committee, which we're going to find out about this morning. Jeff McPherson, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Welcome to our program. Now, tell me just a little bit about you before we get into the Twinkle Stars Committee. You're a businessman here in Lebanon, I believe.
Yes, sir. I have I own McPherson Cleaners on 109 West Marketplace here in town.
West Market Street, just off the square. How long you been there?
I've been there since 1988.
How did you acquire that? Tell us a little. I want to find out a little bit about you this morning.
Well,
if I can.
I've been in the dry cleaning business since I was 16. I worked for my father when he didn't have one, but when he worked for one.
Where was that?
That was in Nashville.
Okay.
And then in 72, we bought a cleaners in East Nashville, and then we bought our competition out, and I was partner with my brother for 17 years before I bought this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I just was wanting to kind of slow down to a smaller place, so that's what I did.
So it's kind of a family operation?
Yes, sir. My son works with me. One of my brothers works with me, and my other brother and I, we're no longer partners, but we work together all the time.
And how long you been there on Market Street here in Lebanon?
I've been here since 1988.
Okay. I can't do the math that quickly. But anyway, a good long time.
Yeah,
Well, you probably made a lot of friends in Lebanon in that
yes,
time.
Sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Well, okay. Now, tell us about the Twinkle Stars Committee and what that's all about, maybe how it got started.
Okay, the way it got started, back in 2010, this is our 9th year, in 2010, Diane Harris, an employee of mine, was talking with a friend of hers that worked at Mid-Cumberland helping people. And some of the folks had fallen through the cracks and were struggling and just weren't going to have a Christmas for their children. So we decided we'd try to do a little something, see if we could help out. And I think we had 12 kids that year. And so that's how it got started.
Well, now, were they all at the same school maybe?
Well, they were just... They were different families who had gone to Mid-Cumberland for help. And they were just ones that, had just couldn't get help for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
And so we helped them. Last year we had 60 kids. And so it's grown every year. And we've...
So you're saying you've gone from maybe 12 to 60 then?
Right.
Okay.
And so we... and it's just grown every year. We've got... we have different things that we do with my customers that they donate money every year. We've got some big customers, several that donate real well, and that really gives us a start. But we just use the cleaners as a catalyst to raise money, and then every year we've just kind of added little things to do it.
Now, you have some other people that are with you in this you want to mention this morning?
Yes, sir. I've got Diane Harris and her daughter, Nicole Harris. We also have Dr. Jordan's wife from the Coleman Pediatrics.
Yeah.
We have just, I don't even know them all. They just come out of the woodwork. Diane keeps it organized for me, but it's just been wonderful.
Well, now you're here to talk about this morning. I assume you'd like to encourage people to help you in this effort.
Yes, sir. We've got this year. I donate a year of free cleaning. We have a drawing for it every year. It's $50 value a month, and we have a drawing with a $20 donation. You get put in a drawing. We're also, this year, we have a signed fiddle by Charlie Daniels that we're going to put in a drawing, too, for $20 per donation. So that's one of the ways. But they can also bring canned foods. They can bring unwrapped toys, or they can adopt one of our kids and take care of that particular child.
It sounds like you have grown quite a bit. Do you anticipate continual growth?
Yes, sir. And and it was pretty overwhelming. So we've had some folks come in and help us with that part of it. The Wilson County Christmas for All and the Toys for Tots have kind of taken us under their wing and helped us with the organization part of it. Where before it was just, we were just flying by the seat of our pants. We didn't have any trouble raising the money, but we wanted to make sure if we were going to be doing these things, and as it grew, we wanted to make sure we were doing everything in the right way.
Right.
And it really helped us with that.
All right, we need to take a break right here. If you're just joining us, Jeff McPherson, who is with McPherson Cleaners and chairman of the Twinkle Stars Committee, is my guest here. We've got a lot more to talk about after we come back from this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:47. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental. Fully staffed service center and parts department. Most of their minor services can be done the same day. Servicing Exmart, Kubota, Land Pride, Red Max, and Billy Goat. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still quite a bit of traffic volume here, but it's moving up through Brentwood right now on 65 going northbound up by Concord Road, Bradley Parkway, McGavick Pike, over in Two Rivers. That wreck still getting some attention. OHB and Andrew Jackson Parkway in Hermitage. That's a two-car wreck out west. It's going to be Belle Meade at Tyne Boulevard on that two-car collision. Again, there's a lot of traffic out here on the interstate, but it is moving fairly decent. If you're needing holiday cash, Choice Cash has a way to borrow up to $10,000. Call Choice Cash today at 1-800-658-9816. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Do you know why Rocky Williams Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Mount Juliet sells so many cars, trucks, SUVs, and muscle cars? Well, it all starts with a simple idea. Why not give everyone a hassle-free shopping experience for their new or used vehicle with no haggling, no negotiating, and no runaround? Every vehicle on the Rocky Williams lot is marked down incredibly low with the price posted on the window. You're treated with fairness and respect every time. No pressure, just a friendly, warm, inviting staff dedicated to finding the exact vehicle you need. So Rocky Williams from your Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram has become the original no-haggle, one-price dealer. Go online to RockyWilliams.com to see the incredible deals yourself. Every car and truck is listed with a no-haggle low price. This is for real, and you're gonna love it. People drive for miles to get some of the lowest prices in America on their new or used cars or trucks. Go to RockyWilliams.com or come on over to our brand new spacious dealership next to Walmart in Mount Juliet.
Right now is a great time to step up to Exmark, the Mowers Landscape Pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand, for as little as $2,699. Step up to the new Radius, the next great zero-radius turn mower from Exmark, or go all the way up to the Exmark Laser Z, the top of the line for zero-radius turn quality. See your local Exmark dealer for complete pricing and finance details, and schedule a free demo today. Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main in Lebanon, or call 615-449-6171.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Monday morning. We're ready for our final segment, and if you're just joining us, we welcome you, of course, and welcome the sunshine today. Beautiful day going for us. Jeff McPherson is with us this morning. He's the owner of McPherson Cleaners on Market Street here, but he's got a program that kind of got started because you saw some needs in the community, and you've mentioned Diane Harris several times already this morning. Big part of this, who an employee of yours who had a friend at Mid-Cumberland, and they started working with people, and that was, I believe, 9 years ago. Right. So it has grown, and where you started out serving maybe 12 people in the beginning, 60 people last year.
Yes.
And so mostly, I think, from what you've told us, you just had people who have donated to your cause, pretty much.
Right.
You would like more. You could use more. Right. One thing we haven't talked a lot about is how the money is spent. I think we generally mentioned that, but tell us a little more about that.
Okay. It's fascinating to watch these ladies shop. They have their list, and they'll be out there next on Christmas evening buying. But we buy coats, hats, socks, underwear. I mean, besides the toys. Mm-hmm. They come in, they fill out their applications, and but we always, we get fresh fruit a lot of times we send with them. Then we have a Christmas party where we feed them, and we have Santa Claus come take care of the kids and give them a little toy. Well, we're taking the sacks full of toys and putting it in the parents' car, so they'll have that on Christmas Eve to give to the children.
And this have you been doing that all 9 years? Or that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And we've had a party. Other than the first year, I think maybe the second year. But from the second year on, we've had the party and had a meal and
yeah.
It's worked out real good.
Now, if somebody wants to make a donation for this, what's the best way, easiest way, even?
Well, they can come to Cleaners, and we have a donation box there. And like I said, or they can adopt a child or drop off canned foods or bring an unwrapped toy. We also have a GoFundMe account I set up every year, and I mainly do that because a lot of the offline people that donate to the Cleaners, I'll put on there so people can see what we've raised. Mm-hmm. And then it also leaves it open for other friends and family to donate online where they don't have to actually come to the Cleaners. But
you mentioned canned foods. Is that a lot of people contribute to that?
Well, we buy a lot of canned foods too, because every year we buy some fresh fruit and canned foods, and we get with Captain Witherspoon with the Wilson County Sheriff's Department, mm-hmm. and we help out. He uses that for the scan program.
Yeah.
And so we've been doing that for every year or two. So.
You have any idea how much money we're talking about?
Last year, we raised $4,300,
mm-hmm.
and I think it's $4,330 or something close to that. But it was, and these ladies, when they shop, it's just, I've got pictures. It's amazing. But they just, I go in there, they'll go in there early in Walmart and these different places, and I'll meet them. And then we just line them up. They've got baskets of clothes and stuff and toys, and it's an amazing thing to watch.
The women, some of them at least, really know how to shop, don't they?
Diane Harris and her daughter and several others. I could never do it. But I don't mind being there to swipe the card for them.
The people who are recipients.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do you? Now, some of them you've just known about, but but your list has been growing. How do they find out about you, or how do you find out about them?
Well, we've got we get through different church organizations and different people, we hear about, and then they fill out the application, and Diane handles all of that, but she handles it. She makes sure that they're people that know of them, and we usually find out through other people that tell us about them.
Well, there's the Wilson County Christmas for All, which actually you have a tie-in with, but I don't think you did in the beginning. But is there duplication, or do you?
No, we're separate from them. We do our thing, but that's where they've come in to help us be like where. How would you say that?
Well, Jim Harding is here this morning, and he's been here before and talked about Wilson County Christmas for All. But Jim, you helped me get Mr. McPherson on the phone the other day, and knowing that he wanted to come out here and let people know about what he's doing. But there's a role that you have played in this, and just so that people know you're not competing against each other, you're really working together.
Sure. Twinkle Stars is a more comprehensive kind of an effort, whereas with Christmas for All, we distribute toys. What he does, he kind of takes care of the whole thing. Part of the need they discovered was socks and T-shirts and things for kids. So they provide clothing, they provide a party. There's more food out there Cox's Army could eat, and I try to help out as much as I can on that. But, these kids don't have the opportunity to have that kind of a party and the food and all the stuff going on, and they get toys and a lot of functional things. I guess the best way to say this is his target population is the working poor. These are folks that have jobs. A lot of them don't want to get involved in welfare. They want to be independent, and they're doing the best they can. I know several of the people out in the community. I know where they work and keep up with them. So it's a more it's a broader kind of a thing than what we're doing at Christmas for All. But
you have there are some legal requirements or some potholes you want to cross correctly, or however you want to say that, some government red tape. Perhaps.
Well, just to do it quickly, 2 years ago, I think was the first time that I went, and Mr. McPherson and I went over to tell him how great it was and this sort of thing, and he expressed some concern of I'm getting up several $1,000s, and I don't know if I'm really doing everything I should do, or I don't want anybody to think I'm not doing. I keep all my receipts and things. Under the IRS, I think they're called an associated community charity. If you do something in the community on a charitable basis, you don't have to be an exempt organization to do that, but you must meet those standards. And it's kind of like with Mr. Phil, I think I'm getting up to that point that I need some advice, some oversight. So that's kind of what we do. We kind of tie in to kind of behind him. So if somebody says, well, gee, what are you doing? Then we kind of include that in our bookkeeping system and provide some advice and those sort of things. And I've been helping him kind of do as minimal amount we have to do, but just make ourselves accountable to the community.
Well, Mrs. McPherson, it sounds like Jim has kind of relieved your mind as far as any obligation to the IRS. So it's all been above board, no question about that. But this just kind of fine tunes that a little bit, I guess. Right. Well, again, all donations are appreciated, and you can use more. And again, you can drop them off at your cleaners. I believe that's 109 West Market Street.
Yes, sir.
But is that the main thing? Either money or the canned goods or unwrapped toy that.
Or they can come volunteer and help us out at the party, too. We don't have a problem with that. We usually have plenty of people. I mean, but it's any way they want to help.
Is your list grown this year of those you're going to help?
I'm not sure exactly how many it is, but it'll be there.
Yeah,
it'll be there before it's over. Yeah.
Well, we got a couple of minutes left here. If you think of anything else this morning that maybe we haven't talked about, I hope I've asked pretty much the right questions here. But you started this 9 years. This is your ninth year, I believe.
Year,
8 years ago, and so I guess things are looking good at this point.
Yes, sir. And believe me, we get a lot more out of it than the people that we're doing it for, and they're just really super good people. Oh, one other thing I forgot to tell you. I just had it here in my notes. Another thing is if they donate $5, I could give them 10% off their cleaning that they're bringing in too. So, but I would like to thank all the donors that we have and all the volunteers. We've got a bunch of them who are really good. Chick-fil-A and Zagby and Little Caesars Pizza helps us with food every year. Of course, Dr. Jordan from Cumberland Pediatrics, he's a big donator. And then Fred Hutchison, some of the family, they're some of our biggest donors, and we can count on them every year.
Well, if anyone listening here would like to donate, you again can take them to 109 West Market, McPherson Cleaners, and they'll take money, they'll take canned goods, they'll take an unwrapped toy, and thank you for being with us this morning. Hopefully you've got your story told here, and we appreciate you being a member of the community and all you do for us.
Well, thank you, sir.
And Jim Harding, not exactly a guest, but you got your 2 cents in this morning. Thank you for being here.
More like a nickel, and I appreciate that.
All right. Well, that's it for a Monday. Join us tomorrow for Coleman & Company. Till then, I wish you a magnificent day.